Oh, hey guys, I was just reading up on Wikipedia about something called subliminal messages. Yeah, apparently it's supposed to work like this. There, did it work? Do you like the series now? Can you please stop making fun of me for watching it? Just leave me alone. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here to review Bleach chapter number 588, entitled The Headless Star 7. You know, I don't know about you, I don't know how long you guys have been reading Bleach, but ever since Deicide, when that was going on, back when I was reading that shit on a weekly basis back in high school, at some point, because there were just so many of them, time just seemed to kind of be in flux or something, because, you know, like every week I'd have a massive sense of deja vu because I'd be reading the same titled chapter for 23 goddamn weeks in a row. At some point, I'm just like, what week is it? What day? Is it still May? Is it June? I don't know anymore. You know, and I'm starting to get that with this. I'm just starting to get it because every single week, every chapter is titled the same freaking thing. But hey, let's see if we can go for a record setter. Let's see if we can go Headless Star 24. I know you can do it, Kubo. Heart of the champion beats within. All right, now we're coming up to it. I want you to just ease off the accelerator a little bit. No, wait, no. Okay, you're coming in too fast. Okay, I want you to calm down and hit the brake, hit the brake, hit the brake! Aw, damn it, Yhwach, why did you let Uryu drive the light tunnel up here? Hashwalth, he's 17, he needs to learn. Okay, so, I mean, I wasn't really thinking that much into it, but I just assumed that last chapter when they arrived and we saw, like, the big explosion, like, the pillars falling and everything, and the vestibule road pretty much being crumbled underneath, you know, Yhwach, Hashwalth, and Uryu, I just assumed that that was them, like, cutting the place up. I didn't actually figure that the light tunnel thing literally crashed into the Soul Palace and that caused the damage, so, you know, whatever. I don't even know what the hell that thing even was. Was that, like, some people were saying it was traveling at the speed of light? I mean, it's probably not very important. I'm just like, whatever. Anyways, the 5-0 squad members look up as they're aware that the Quincy's have invaded the palace. Ichibei, wake up! Freaking Quincy's invading, dude! I'll send the giraffe guy to take care of it. I'm freaking tired. Anyway, so we cut back over to Vestibule Road where we see Yhwach staring up at the Soul King's Cocoon Palace. And here's where we get a little bit of discrepancy in terms of translations. In the manga stream version that I'm reading right now, Hashwalth laments to Yhwach that he has his deepest condolences, as if he's stating that, oh, he's, you know, somebody died that Yhwach knew, so therefore he's apologizing for that or some such. Yhwach responds to this by stating that Hashwalth might have been the one that had some kind of minuscule traction of emotion. The manga reader translation was a little bit differently, whereas I guess Hashwalth was kind of hinting that Yhwach was the one that had some kind of emotion staring up at the Soul King's palace, and Yhwach stated that he felt no such thing. So there's definitely some connection here going on, and Hashwalth is probably the only one that's aware of this connection. I mean, I made a whole video stating about possible rumors connecting the Soul King to Yhwach. You can go watch that right here. But it might be some kind of deal where Yhwach is going to go kill the Soul King, or that's what they're there for, and Hashwalth is just, because he knows there's a connection between Yhwach and the Soul King, Hashwalth is just like, I offer you my condolences, you know, your majesty, and, you know, the Yhwach's just like, fuck condolences, I don't care, he's just, we haven't been together for years, it's time to kill the son of a bitch, I don't know. Anyway, Hashwalth apologizes to Yhwach and uses his shadow spell ability to open up a portal allowing the Soldat to invade. Alright, you maggots, listen up. This here's the Soul Palace, so time to nut up or shut up. We just got bumped up on Elite mode. It's being guarded by the Elite 5-0 squad members, each of which is much stronger than the average captain. And yes, I'm aware that you lower-level Quincy soldiers could get your ass handed to you by just a vice captain, but I have a strategy here that would really work out for the... Yhwach, what the fuck am I doing? Good question. Uryu, the fuck is he doing? I really don't know what that was about. I mean, maybe that was Hashwalth's plan. You know, they didn't want to walk right up to the Soul Palace because they figured they were setting traps. So he's just like, yeah, summon some random fodder soldiers to go trip the landmines up there or something. I don't know. Because you figure if he really wanted to summon like a mass invasion, he'd bring like a Stern Ritter, a couple more Stern Ritters, the ones that we haven't known yet. Or, I mean, if you were just going to stick with the Soldat, maybe not just summon like one little troop of them, like 12, maybe summon like an actual like army, like a couple hundred. So I'm pretty sure sure he just sent them up there just to trigger the traps or whatever. Anyway, Kirinji's the one that cuts them down, and he lands with a cool little, looks like a paddle in his hand, and for some reason they didn't translate what the script was. I mean, the kanji on the paddle itself, so if anyone wants to translate that, go be my guest. I couldn't find it in any website. And he strikes an epic pose with a light gleaming from his epic pompadour and states, "Don't you know what this place is? It's the Palace of the Soul King. Ain't no walk-ins allowed." Funny, I thought there was 4 of you. Yeah, well, you know, they're pretty busy. I mean, they trusted me to take care of you guys. Your grande mocha latte is ready. Oh, that's great. Ichibe, drink up. You need to get ready for the battle, bro. Okay, whatever. How Kirinji's doing. No one cares about Kirinji. Oh, damn, that's good Soul Palace Starbucks. After witnessing the epic display, though, Yhwach is a little bit less than impressed. He states that Kirinji is the Zero Division's first officer, Divine General of the East, Kirinji Tenjiro. Do you think someone of your caliber has what it takes to impede me? Now, that's pretty funny to me, personally, whereas Yhwach is literally reading off exactly why this guy, Kirinji, is such a badass, and then he immediately follows that up by saying, whatever, you're not good enough to fight me. Really, just think of it like if Yhwach steps into the world of Kingdom, right, and he confronts General Oki, and he's just like, "Ah, so you must be the great General Oki, one of the 6 great generals, the monstrous bird of Quinn, the immortal man who leaves nothing but despair and death in his wake." Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yhwach's a stern ritter too. Had to include him somewhere. Kirinji strikes an epic battle stance as he summons a massive wave of water to crash into Yhwach and his men. Yhwach, Hashwalth, and Uryu also get covered by the attack as well, but they don't really seem to be that annoyed by it. I mean, Hashwalth's just standing there getting bathed in the water. Yhwach looks like he's just having a nice little hot spring adventure. Meanwhile, all the Soul Dagger are like dying slowly. Like, we saw how destructive that water can be. You know, back when Ichigo and Renshi were healing, we had those 2 guys, those 2 muscular dudes that were working for Kirinji or whatever, and we had them, they had like protective gear on, and they still got the shit kicked out of them. So you know how painful this must be with their Ryatsu and their blood literally being squeezed out of their body, and the goggles are bursting. It's like, oh my god, your majesty, please help us. Oh yeah, sure, I'll get right on that. Well, okay, this bath is pretty good. Hashwalth, when was the last time we went to a hot spring this kick-ass? I'm pretty sure it was before AD was a thing. Okay. Yeah, that was a good time. This isn't enough for Kirinji. Oh, no. He takes the top of the paddle off with his foot, which reveals a blade, so kind of like a naginata, like a pole staff weapon sort of deal. Kind of really similar to Kisuke Uehara's blade, because, you know, he keeps it hidden in the cane. So, you know, that was his zanpaktou all along, in its sealed state, I'm assuming, because now he uses his Shikai command, Gleam, Kinpika. Which, I mean, I'm not saying anything like I know a lot of Japanese, but I did know what this meant before even reading the translation notes, because I knew Keen means gold and Pika means, a light or shining. It can mean like for the Pika Pika no Mi that Kizaru has in One Piece. But so one of the translation notes is shining gold, and this one is gilded splendor. So I guess that's just different ways you can interpret that, the kanji. And it activates his Shikai, which basically causes the blade to gleam a bright light, and then we cut away, so we have absolutely no idea what it does. But I guess we can all assume that, given the release command as well as even the name of the zanpaktou and Kinpika itself, that is a light-based one. Fucking posers. You are filler. No one cares about you. So that we get the title page, and for the last couple scenes of the chapter, we cut back over to the Vanente, getting to see Ikkaku and Yumachika's fight, and where I guess they got blown after the big, light explosion shockwave. They're fighting against Giselle Guel, who kind of disappeared when, they all went volt standing and all charged everybody, and, everyone noticed this except for me for some reason. Like, hey, Giselle didn't go volt standing, where's she at? What's she doing? She's doing something really, clever. I would imagine she's not really doing anything really clever. I just assume, like, she didn't want to fight. I mean, she even said, like, I don't want to use volt standing, it's too tiring, so I'm assuming they all went volt standing and she just like hung out and on the ground, fucked with some dead guy or something, maybe made him come back to life and do a little like dance for her or something, entertain her. I don't know what she does with her free time. Anyway, so she gets confronted by Ikkaku and is about to get cut by his Hozoki Maru, to which she, does the same typical act she did back in 580 with the random 11th squad members, where she's just like, oh, please don't cut me, my battles aren't suited for fighting. But it doesn't really work that well on Ikkaku and Yumachika, because let me take that back. I'm pretty sure Ikkaku Ikkaku was all ready to go and cut her up. He's like some useless girl, but, you know, I don't know about this. But Yumachika's the one that really comes up to realization. He states that, actually, no, because she wants us to cut her so bad, so I'm assuming it's something to do with, like, if we get her blood on us, that would cause some kind of negative effect. And you know what? You might just chalk this up to Yumachika being very analytical and everything, but I don't think that's the case, because he was so freaking dead on about the whole blood thing. I mean, that's really specific. I mean, your opponent wanting you to cut them up could mean any number of things, and he immediately jumps to, oh, when we get our blood on us, we must be turned into zombies or some such. So I think he just saw that, what happened earlier with the other 11th Division members, and no one else saw it, and he's just like, oh, cool, I know what sheer power does. I'm going to sound really smart right now, because that's totally what I would do. Anyway, Giselle doesn't exactly deny this, but she says that it's probably not a good idea to kill me. But that's not the whole point of the situation, because Yumachika also brings up another bombshell. You're really a boy, aren't you? I know you're trying to hide it, but you reek of semen, dude. Okay. Alright, listen, before... You might be thinking I'm laughing at the semen thing. No, it's not that. It's not that. I'm not that lowbrow. That's a little bit too like kindergarten for me, you know? Like some kid says semen on the playground and all the kids bust a nut. No. Okay. I don't know how many people are watching this right now that are subscribed to me, like actually watch my videos, or you're just here like every week to watch my Bleach videos. But if you're one of those people, I really urge you to go watch a video I made yesterday. It's right here. It's the third installment of a series I do where I basically just go through like a bunch of random Bleach fan fictions that I hear and some I make up, and I just basically all combine them into one video. Well, in yesterday's video, I added like one of the gender flipping Rule 63 fan fictions of Bleach, because you know there's so many of them out there. So I said like I'll just play part of the video. I'll let my past self explain. This was yesterday. This was before even the spoilers from the chapter out. Okay, go ahead, past me. Can't handle the rejection, tries to kill himself. This separates a hole in the space-time continuum, which gender flips every single person in the Seirete. Boys, girls, girls, boys, and whatever the hell Yumachika was becomes flipped. And then Giselle Guel gets out of the rubble and he says, oh, you're gonna love me then. So, you know, he revives all the zombies and they have an epic clash right there. I wasn't even trying. Come on, that's crazy. And I specifically mentioned Giselle in that video. Out of everybody, I mean, I said in general everybody gets gender flipped, but Giselle was the one I specifically pointed out and started referring to as a man now. So, whatever, I don't care. I called that shit! Oh, yeah! Okay. Oh, by the way, going back to the semen thing just really quick, we kind of got a confirmation now what, I guess Yumachika, you know, what side of the fence he's on, because let me tell you something, okay? If I had the suspicion that a woman was in fact a man, I would not phrase that sentence with, dude, you totally smell like semen. So, you know, I don't know what Yumachika does, and we've always had the suspicions, but, you know, whatever. Kind of sucks for rad teching, though, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that, dude? Sorry, I was listening to this kick-ass AMV. What's up? Oh, you didn't hear it? Oh, okay, dude. Look, I'm totally sorry. You might wanna keep Suicide Brick on standby because Giselle Guel. Oh yeah, Giselle. Oh man, she's such a little cutie. You know, and she's got her hair and those little antennae that she plays with. I'm like, oh my god, I just want to hug her. Yeah. Well, it turns out that she's got maybe a little bit, she's got some hidden equipment. Oh, you mean she has more than one high league profile? No, I mean she's batting for the other team. Well, I know baseball's a little bit more popular in Japan, but I don't think it's been referenced in Bleach at all. Is that what Stern Rider C is, the catcher? No, Chick's got a dick, dude. Chick's got a dick. You serious? Yeah, okay, it kind of sucks. So, you know, if you want me to fire up the cloner, I mean, we all make mistakes sometimes. Oh my god, dude, you want me to kill myself over this? That's really messed up. I mean, love knows no gender, okay? It's like, okay, let's say you meet somebody that personality-wise and emotionally you just connect with, you know, and you just feel like you're soulmates, you know, you met each other and there's like this split-second thing, it's love at first sight, all right? And then later you find out that she was actually their same gender as you. Now, does that immediately negate all the feelings that you had for them?
Of course not. Those feelings were just as real now as they were back then. So you can continue on, or you can, look back on petty bigotries such as, homosexuality being a wrongdoing or a sin against nature. You can just go on and be happy. Gender's up here, dude, not down here.
Dude, that was really insightful. I'm sorry for judging you so much. Well, I'm glad we had this talk. Okay then. Anyway, so that brings us to the end of the chapter where we have Giselle shot for Bambietta, who arrives on the battlefield, who's more of a slightly darker tint and says, "Sorry to keep you waiting, Bambi-chan. Time to slaughter these guys." So yeah, Bambietta's back. She may or may not be dead, and, Giselle's latching onto her back, so from all we know there, she might as well be
Oh my god, she's a fucking necrophile? Jesus!
Whoa, jeez. Okay, well, at least it still happened, I guess. Whatever. So really, the whole thing about Giselle being a dude... oh, by the way, first off, did anyone ever watch Sleepaway Camp? Yeah, you should go watch Sleepaway Camp. But anyway, the thing about Giselle being a dude, I don't really see, like, that's gonna be important or anything. Like, oh, big revelation, she's really a guy. It's like... whatever, any of the Stern Ritters, Gremmy could have come out of the closet and been like, I'm secretly a chick. I'd be like, okay, does that affect your battle prowess at all? No. Does that really change anything really major? I mean, it's not like it's a character. Now, Yumachika, if he came out of nowhere and says, yeah, I'm really a chick, okay, that would have been like, whoa, okay, we've known this guy for a while now. But Giselle, we've just met, like, less than 40 chapters ago, so it's like, okay, she's a dude, or whatever, okay, I'm cool with that, but I don't know where they're gonna go with it. So then we have Bambietta arriving back on the scene, who's, like, much more darker skinned, and all of her injuries from Komamura seem to have healed up anyway. Like, remember last time we saw her, she was covered in burns, her hair was all frayed. Here she seems all put back together. Her clothing looks a little bit ragged. She didn't speak at all, so I'm assuming that means she's a zombie now, that Giselle just used her power and maybe killed Bambietta and then literally reanimated her as a zombie. That's the best way I can imagine here. Maybe, actually, now I'm getting, like, really creepy serial killer vibes from Giselle, now thinking about that, because maybe she, like, we saw what she could do. Like, she took that Shinigami's, like, parts of his arm and then reformed it on Candice Catnip's to make her a new arm. So now I'm getting, like, real, like, Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill vibes from this. Like, Giselle took parts of women and then, like, assimilated them into himself to make him appear as a woman. Like, that's really going dark with it, but that's basically what I got from this. So yeah, there's that. I don't exactly know. I mean, I'm sure that Bambietta might be able to use the same power she had earlier. Maybe it's maybe a little bit diminished. She might not be able to use all the power she has because she's not really conscious. She seemed just like a mindless zombie. So I don't know if she's going to be able to do the explode or if she could do volt standing. We still haven't seen Giselle's volt standing, so she might pull that off. But I don't even know. I don't even think we're going to get the fight against Ikkaku, Yumachika, and Giselle next chapter, because I think that's something we're just going to cut back to all the other different parts of the battle now. We might get a flash of Kirinji fighting against Yhwach, or maybe we'll get the thing with Kenpachi, because I'm having flashbacks to that too. Or Kenpachi shows back up on the scene back on chapter 502 or 503, and he's like, "Bring it on, Yhwach, I'm here to kill you!" And then, they have that one clash, and then the next scene, it's just like, oh, I'm so sorry, Kenpachi, I'm so sorry. No one needs to see that. No one should ever have to see that. But yeah, that was, I'm getting vibes like that here. I mean, we saw the release of a Zero Squad member, Shikai, but, I'm not going to go out and say, like, oh, their Shikais must equal a regular Shinigami's Bankai. I'm not going to say anything like that in terms of, like, power scaling, The Shikai is a Shikai. It doesn't matter how, who uses it. Even if, like, the Soul King himself whipped out a zanpaktou, the Shikai is always going to be, inferior to the Bankai. That's just how it's always going to be. And, the abilities might be very diverse. You might be able to have some bunch of clever ways to use it. And I hope we get to see other of the Zero Squad members, Shikais, coming up, because, it's like they're so awesome. I kind of always just disregarded the fact that, oh, they have swords too, right? Also, with Kirinji's abilities, I think what's going to happen is all of the Zero Squad members have their own zanpaktous. They've mastered Shikai, they've mastered Bankai, but at the same time, they also can control something else, like another element. Like, Kirinji has his zanpaktous, Kinpika, but he can also manipulate the hot spring water. He can, like, spawn that. He's like a waterbender, essentially, where he can, like, spawn water wherever. And maybe, like, like Shutara, she can use her zanpaktous, but she can also use that hand shit, like the weaving hands, like she used to grab all the people in the Soul Society. Like, she can use that at will too. So, that's something, that's an idea. But other than that, I haven't seen Ichigo or Hime or Chad, don't know what they're up to. Wakamundo army is still MIA, so maybe we'll get answers to that next chapter. But anyway, Tekking101, hope you enjoyed, signing up.
Watch it now.